Please take that sheet on Proverbs 23, and let's take a quick look at it before we get into prayer. Now, I'm asking you, what is the stated purpose of the book of Proverbs?
Wisdom.
It is wisdom. Next question, I'm asking you, what is wisdom?
Understanding and knowledge.
No, that's close. It is taking understanding and knowledge and making correct, proper application of it to the daily life. The Hebrew word for wisdom is chokmah, and it means S-K-I-L-L. Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you. Skill. And as I've said before, that word chokmah is used of the skill that a woman has of taking fabric and weaving beautiful clothes out of it. Chokmah is used of the skill that a metallurgist has of taking raw silver and gold ore and making beautiful golden silver vessels out of it. Chokmah is used of the skill that the captain of a ship has that enables him to sail from one port across the sea to the desired proper port on the other side. So wisdom is the skill to handle, to live life correctly. All right, let's take a look at it. Verse 1. When you eat with an important person, consider well in whose presence you are. Meaning what? He is not your equal. He is in authority of some kind. He's a very influential person. He can have a good or bad, positive or negative effect on your life. Now, verse 2 shows one way we consider well whom we dine with and put a knife to your throat. Now, that's not to be understood literally. What we have here is a figure of speech called metonymy. Restrain yourself if you have a large appetite. Bad manners may earn your host contempt of you. Now, a girl invited her boyfriend to have dinner with her mother. The girl was really excited about this boy, wanted to introduce him to her mother. And when it came time to dessert, the mother set a Boston cream pie on the table and handed the knife to the boyfriend and said, "Cut yourself a piece." He cut so large a piece of that pie for himself that he left just enough pie for the girlfriend and her mother to have a small slice. He immediately earned the contempt of the mother. And she told her daughter, break up with that guy. He's greedy and selfish. Verse 3 offers more advice. Don't crave his delicacies. Now remember, you're sitting at the table of some important person, and he's well off. Don't crave his delicacies. Don't develop a taste for luxury like he's living in. Some years ago, there was a news reporter in England, and the Queen Elizabeth, when she was alive, this must have been like 20 years ago, she had some sort of important dinner. And so the newspaper assigned this particular reporter to attend the dinner and make a report on the meeting that followed. Now the reporter said, "I never tasted such delicious food as I did as that which was served at the Queen's table. And I made up my mind, from now on, I am going to spend whatever it costs of money I have to eat good food, tasty, delicious food like the Queen eats." Oh. Now, we don't want to have a craving for luxury like that. And he ends verse 3 by saying, "For it, that is delicacies, is deceitful food." Meaning what? Luxuries can't make us happy, satisfied, and content in life. Now, verse 4 shows what a taste for luxury can lead to. Don't make the acquiring of wealth your chief objective. Cease from your own wisdom. Now, that's the way of the world. What's important to the world? Money, money, money. I want to live in luxury. I want to be able to travel whenever and wherever I want to. I want to buy and enjoy the fine things of life. That is what's going to make me happy. Deceitful. It can't do it. We need to remember 1 Timothy 6:9. Don't make money your goal. You will pierce yourself through with many pains and sorrows. Now verse 5 tells why we mustn't pursue wealth. Wealth is no sooner seen than gone, for it surely makes wings for itself and vanishes. Remember what 1 Timothy 6:7 says? We brought nothing into the world, and we will take nothing out of the world. We didn't come in with a penny. We don't leave with a penny. In fact, how did we come in? N-U-D-E. New. We didn't have a stitch of clothing on us. And the Bible is saying, as you came in with nothing, you leave with nothing. Now, in between birth and death, how important is money? Not very. It has its place. It keeps the wolf away from the door, as we put it. Verse 6 gets to the main point. Neither accept a gift of a selfish person. Now, here the gift is a delicious meal at his table. But this man has something up his sleeve. He's got a hook up his sleeve. Nor desire the favors he can bestow. Now, why should we refuse his gifts and not seek his favor? Verse 7 is going to tell us on the back of your handout. For as one who calculates in his mind the expense, so is he. Eat and drink, he tells you, but he has no friendly intent toward you. So as you're sitting at his table, he's feeding you a delicious meal. He's thinking in his mind, good grief, how much is it costing me to feed you this meal? He resents the expense to him. So why is he doing it? Like I said, he's got something up his sleeve. He's hoping to get you hooked. He wants to buy some favor from you in the future. Now the outcome is recorded for ahead of time for us in verse 8. What small favor you've received, you will vomit up. Now let's stop right there. Not literally. So what does he mean here? You're at the table of some wealthy person who has an evil hidden motive for inviting you and feeding you an expensive meal. He doesn't like it all, spending the money on you. But he's doing it because he's looking down the road. He means to get his pound of flesh out of you. So I'm asking, what does it mean? Let's interpret. You will vomit it up. The food that you eat, you will vomit it up sometime later. What's that mean? That's figure of speech, metonymy. You will deeply regret it. You will have wasted your compliments. You will have remorse for thanking him to inviting you to his table for that delicious meal. Now, I've said this before, and I'm not going to say much about it, and I don't want to identify the person. Decades ago, I accepted a favor from such a man as this. Listen carefully. To this hour, I'm still hurting for accepting his favor. Brother, if I could go back, I would have never, ever accepted his favor. And later on, I heard that man tell me, he and I were alone, he said, I did such and such for a neighbor. In the future, I expect him to repay me. And I've already got in my mind how I want him to repay me. So let's look at some applications here. Number one, there will be occasions when you and I are under scrutiny by certain people who may play a significant part in our life. They can negatively or positively impact us, good or bad. Now, years ago, I had a girl at Moody, a fellow at Moody, a student, and he was dating a Moody girl, and her dad came all the way from Minnesota to meet her boyfriend and take him out and have dinner. He wanted to know, do I approve of my daughter's boyfriend or not? Fortunately, he approved. Now, not too long ago, I had another fellow at Moody. He was dating a girl from Europe. her parents flew over here to meet him. And afterwards, they told her daughter, get rid of him. He's no good. I think they were dead wrong about that. They had a very narrow view on life and theology, etc. And so when her parents left, she broke up with him. Oh, he was deeply hurt. That guy, as I know him, he's the kind of fella every parent wants their daughter to bring home to meet. So don't be rash and impulsive. Think before speaking and acting in the presence of such a person. Number 2, know your donor's character before accepting a gift. If you don't know his heart, graciously decline his favor. For example, thank you, but I'm not able to accept your generosity. Or maybe we don't know each other well enough right now. Delay. Buy some time. Don't accept that wonderful gift, whatever it is, till you know what kind of person you're dealing with. Number 3, ask if there's any obligation. You're offering me this. Is anything expected from me in return? Number 4, later, if he says, I remember a couple of years ago you accepted, I did you this favor. Okay, now I'd like you to do something for me. Remind him, you said there were no strings attached. Now, are you going back on what you told me a couple of years ago when I accepted your favor? So don't let him push you into something that you're uncomfortable with. Okay, any questions or comments over these verses?
I'm glad it starts out talking about wisdom, because we certainly need wisdom. And God says if you think you lack wisdom, pray and he'll give you more.
Yeah.
Because we have to be very wise. Everybody's always influencing each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to discern.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. All of us need wisdom. And God is so gracious. If anybody lacks wisdom, who would that be? Me, you, everybody. All we've got to do is ask, and he doesn't fuss at us for asking. He doesn't resent that. He wants us to ask. He wants to give us wisdom. Any other questions or remarks over this? So,
Oh, we don't want to knee-jerk an answer quickly.
yeah. Let's don't be so quick to give a response to that person who is offering us something. I'd like to know why he's doing that. Now, sometimes when I do a favor for a person, I beat them to it. I'm not going to wait for them to ask if there's a string attached. Usually people don't ask that. But I'll offer something to somebody and I'll say, now, I want you to know there's a string attached to this favor. They say, well, what is it? And I'll say, in the future, when you have a chance to help a needy person, if you can do it without asking them to pay for it. Do it without money if you can do it. Now, you can't always do that. But I would put it this way. If I have to help somebody and charge them for it, I would say, now in the future, when you have a chance to help somebody as I'm helping you today, I want you to help that needy person as well. Okay, any questions? Any other questions or comments?
Another comment. When you do something for somebody, you get their attention.
Yeah.
And you might want to do something good for them, but first you have to get their attention.
Yeah.
And so, like you say, we always have to have wisdom, but people are always, like investments, for instance. Somebody might offer you an investment because they know you'll profit from it if you take it up. You know, most people make 10% or something like that, but they offer you a meal or something so they can talk to you about it.
Yeah.
So it could be good or bad.
Yeah, it can be good or bad. That's right. It can be good or bad. So,
A lot of these advertisements are now. You just have to, you know, or you're going to miss out on a deal.
yeah, that's right. It's like when you go and buy a car, they'll say, okay, we're offering you this car at this price today. Well, what about tomorrow? No, it's only this $1,000 off this car if you buy it today. You mean you're not going to make the same offer for me tomorrow? No, only today. See, And so it's hurry up and spend money now. Hurry up and buy this right now. See, that's the way of the world. And I think, let's remember Proverbs 19:2. He who makes hasty decisions makes wrong decisions. Don't make an important decision on the spur of the moment. If you have to, there's no way out of it. Then make a quick decision. And then I would say, God, I need a job. This employer has offered me a job. He wants an answer in 24 hours. I'm going to make the best decision I can. If I'm wrong, please get me out of it some way. Please stop it in some manner. But if you can buy some time and back off and think about it, pray about it, maybe get some advice, don't make a quick, snappy decision. Any other questions or comments over this?
Okay. Say for instance, somebody, you just meet them and they're a nice person and everything. And you have a bill that you have to pay and you tell them about it. And they offer to pay the bill. But you know you can pay it, so you say, no, I keep your money, I'll pay it. I'll pay it. And you don't want to take advantage of that person. You know how in your heart you can come up with the money. Because you spend your money on things, you throw your money away on a lot of stuff. So why not pay your own bill, you say? Because like when you first came to this church, you didn't know me and I didn't know you that well. And I had to have eye surgery. And you offered to pay my eye surgery. And I said, I could take the money, but no. And I could have my money and have his money. You know, but anyway, I was honest. I told God, and I was honest to God and honest with you. Honest with God and you. Honest with you in the sight of God. Because God knew I would have been dishonest if I would have took your money. But you did offer me half of the money and I paid you back. I said, I'll pay you back. And as soon as I got the money, I gave you back the money.
Yeah, I remember that, Joel. I really respected you for that. I really respected you for that.
I respect you for what you did
Yeah,
too,
you
knowing that you're a real nice
declined it
person.
And said, no, I got the money, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And then you returned the money. So I do remember that. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Okay, let's go to, let's transition from devotion to application. Alita.
Yeah, that's right. Number 2.
Okay, number 2.
Right. Know your donors prior before accepting a gift. And if you don't know his heart, graciously decline his gift.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was growing up, anybody that gives you a little nothing for Christmas or birthday or whatever,
We all want to hear what you're going to say here.
that. So we have to accept it. My mother taught me that way.
When you were growing up, you had to accept it.
Right, at 11, 12 years old, anybody. And then this, you know, it was maybe a stuck in it or candy or whatever. But she always says, take it, be thankful. Now I know, I have an acquaintance here in Chicago. She was born in Sicily, grew up in Argentina. And she's the type that, I know her very much. She's good-hearted, but if she comes to you and gives you a huge thing as a present for you, by knowing her, I know that she's expecting the double for you.
She's expecting what?
The double from you. Like my husband is a plumber, okay? Not double, yeah. If my husband is a plumber, and about 2 weeks after she, oh, Gaetano, you know what? I know her, and she's got a good heart and all that, but it's a passion. But you're so intelligent.
Well, you know, your mother said accept it, and there are no perfect parents. All parents make mistakes. And I think the safer course is to follow what Proverbs says. And when a friend offers you something, remember, we don't have to make a decision right there. We can tell that person, thank you so much, but let me think about that. Let me pray about accepting your offer. It's very gracious, I appreciate that, but let me get back to you maybe in a week or so, okay? So we can buy time. Always try and buy time. He who makes hasty decisions makes wrong decisions. See, I made a mistake accepting a man's favor. Oh, it cost me big
Like
time.
my mother said, you
I know.
accept it, be thankful.
I know.
Because it's like that. It's praising the bird.
You know.
Whatever it is. And in Spanish we say, pequeños detalles, tesoros en el cielo.
Translate that for us.
A little,
Small details, treasures in heaven.
Say that again.
Small details, treasures in heaven.
Small details, treasures in heaven. Okay, I like that.
I'll give you a pair of sacks.
Uh-huh. I like that. Yeah.
There's no free meal.
That's right. Usually that's true. There's no free meal. Let's see here. I've learned in teaching students that some students have parents that are on this extreme. They're extremely wise and godly. Boy, they understand life thoroughly. Other parents are on this extreme. They don't have a clue about what life is. And in between those two extremes, you got, in the middle, you got all sorts of parents. And so just because a dad or mother says something doesn't necessarily mean they're speaking wisdom to you. But for a kid, like you were, when your mother said that, that's hard. Most kids don't know that. They just think whatever dad or mom says is bound to be right, so I'm going to do what they say. But as we get older, we realize, well, sometimes dad and mom make mistakes. Okay, any other remarks here? Okay, let's transition from devotion to petitions. Okay. Janice.